Hey there, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video I'm doing a review of an Australian made planner which is Milligram. So I found this one on the Milligram website. They have like notebooks and stationery and other cute stuff on there. But this planner I was really drawn to because it has my favourite weekly layout, which is the horizontal weeks, days of the week on one side, and then the lined note-taking and checklist space on the right side of the weekly spread. That is my all-time favourite layout, and that's what this planner has. So before we get to that, we'll just start with the cover size. So it's about 7.25 inches wide by approximately 10.25 inches high. So it's on the large end of what I'd classify as a medium-sized planner. In terms of the thickness, it's probably about a 3/4 inch thick. Has that elastic band, which I just took off because it's a bit hard to get it off with one hand while I'm filming this, but it's there to keep it all closed. So I'm not usually a fan of the book sewn bound style planners that this one has, because they don't tend to lay flat when they're open, so I have to check that later on. There is nothing printed on the spine, which I find a bit odd, so it could be mistaken for any old notebook, but it does have the letters printed on the front. As you can see, it's kind of like a fabric type texture on the cover. It's hardcover, super sturdy. Like, this thing is not budging. Push on it, let me show you. See, like, it's really sturdy. That's probably one of the sturdiest covers I've ever actually come across for a planner. So that thing is not going to get damaged. Now, the thing about the Milligram planners is that they're all very like minimalist, black and white. So they're gender neutral. If you know a guy that needs a planner, I would recommend Milligram for that. Alright, so pages are white and crisp, so that's a good start. Now, let's go from the beginning. So we have the usual dates at a glance pages. Given the size of the page, I'm kind of wondering why they didn't maximize that and why they like smushed it in so much with the tiny dates. So that starts on a Monday. Let's see what the weekly spread starts on a Monday too. That's a good start. And let's see if a monthly calendar aligns with that as well. As you probably see already, I'm a bit struggling because there's no tabs. It does have the little coloured marker for each month, which is good, but would prefer tabs. Monday as well. Brilliant. So that's consistent. That's tick already. Alright, now, because it's an Australian planner, we have the Australian important dates and school terms. So other planners, especially US ones, never include that, which I mean obviously because it's not made in Australia. This one does though, so if you're after a planner that has that, this one would be a good option because it has it pretty well detailed out for all of the states as well. Not just, you know, like general, it's got it for all of them, which is great. Now, time zones. So some planners include this time zone thing. I just checked the clock on my phone, but if you want it, it's there. You might want to use it to, like, you know, put a little colour of like this is where you want to go or visit as like a travel bucket list for the year. That could be an idea. And you've got some travel planning pages as well. They're rather basic though. I'd probably just stick to my printable planner one that I made because that's kind of not really doing much. It's just the date and the destination. You can't really do any detailed trip planning, no packing list or anything like that, clothing, etc. But there are some there if you want to do like your preliminary brain dump of your options before you go into the more detailed trip planning. So the monthly calendar. So I do think that it maximizes the space, given that it goes like right to the edge. It's got that minimalist design again with like a light grey, or like a dark grey, light black type color. So I do like that it's very neutral. You could jazz it up with lots of stickers and washi tape and not feel like it's clashing with the colors of the planner, which is sometimes a problem with ones like the Erin Condren, which are just so bright, like on their own. You don't really need to add stickers to it. Like I said before, starts on a Monday. It does have the holidays pre-printed with a cute little graphic, which is something different because not many planners include that. I do quite like that actually. And the moon cycles, someone emailed me when I was like, why would a planner include that? And she was like, well, I use it for the gardening. So, okay, that's a good idea. If you need it, it's there. I personally don't refer to it, but it's on the page for you and it's not really taking up much space, so no harm done. Now, the dates at a glance calendar down here. Let me just say, this is like the most tiny dates at a glance calendar I have ever seen. This thing is like miniature. Let me get my ruler to show you. Legit. It's like not even half. Okay, it's like 3/4 of an inch wide. So if you need glasses, you're definitely going to need to pull them out to read that one. That's kind of useless to me. You know, you've got all this space, just make it bigger. Okay, so you do have a kind of like a blank sidebar here. It's not specifically stated, so you could just chuck any habit tracking stickers or general brain dumping there. I actually prefer when they don't tell you like this is a, you know, note sidebar. Just put whatever you want there. I mean, you don't really need that text there. So open-ended, minimalist, yep, ticking all the boxes. Now, like I said before, no tabs, but you do get these little coloured bits on the page, which I think are a good idea. And if planner companies don't include tabs, I do like when they have these because it's kind of like an inbuilt one. It is still more time consuming to find the month that you want than if it had just put in tabs. But, I mean, it's a good alternative. Alright, let's go to the next page, which is the monthly action list. Absolutely love these pages. Check out how much list making space you get. You've got the dot point and a checkbox, and there's 2 lines for each task, so you can actually write like a decent amount of stuff. It drives me nuts when planners just have like the tiniest little column and you're trying to write like an ant and cram stuff in. This one has lots of space for list making. Can never have enough list making space. Absolutely love this layout. So functional. Alright, one con though that I've just seen is look at the amount of shading like on the back. So there's this page here and you can see it so easily, so that's definitely a con. Not a fan of that. But the layout, tick, tick, tick. Love, love, love this weekly spread, how it's got a nice big space for each day. I do wish that Saturday and Sunday weren't combined, that it went like, you know, Saturday and then Sunday, not the two together. But you do get a bit more like height than the other days of the week, so it kind of makes up for it. And again, those super, super miniature dates of glance calendars. The week number, not all planners include that, and I like to use the week number for goal setting, like, you know, week 20 I should be doing this. So good that that's included, and you could put like, you know, main events happening that week in this little extra space up the top here. Now on the right side is where I really, really like it. So you've got the action list, which has a list that's split like in 2 columns, which is good, and then you get the 2 lines for each, or you could just continue and put another one of your own dot points in there as well. Lots of list making space and then note taking space. Now if you want to do a habit tracker, this would be ideal. So I really just cannot be bothered rewriting the same thing repeated throughout like each day, you know, like tick off when you've emptied the dishwasher, all that kind of stuff. So I definitely like to use a habit tracker for that. I tend to use a monthly habit tracker all on one page, but if you want to like not be flicking back and forth between a monthly one and then your weekly spread, you can just do it straight here on this space as well. The little boxes are always really good for habit tracking or just general note taking. So definitely love this weekly layout. Super duper functional. Now the pages are laying flat on their own, which is good. Let's go a bit later in the planner and see what they do. They're all laying flat, which is great. Normally they just auto close, so big tick from me for that. Yep, they're all laying flat. Definitely got my seal of approval for that. Alright, let's go to the back of the planner. So we skip, oh, these ones maybe not laying as flat. Oh no, still pretty flat, it's good. Alright, keep going. So we've got some lined note-taking space, and these pages, I don't know if you can see that, are perforated, so you could rip that out if you wanted to. In terms of the line spacing, these are quite widely spaced, so if you've got, you know, big handwriting, this would be a good fit. You've got almost 1 entire ½ inch to write on. Most planners just have that much there, a 1/4 inch. So lots of writing space. And lots of notes pages, some, I think that was it, yeah, some graph paper as well if you wanted to do like a mood tracker, you know, those like year in pixels, they always look pretty good. A spending tracker or a habit tracker in monthly format, then graph paper is really good for that. I'll be doing a pen testing, lots of graph pages. I'll be doing a pen testing on this paper. The link will be in the description box below to the blog post, which will have that with pictures and everything like that. And then we get to the back where there's a pocket folder, which is very roomy. I can fit my whole hand in there. And as you've probably seen peeking out, stickers. So we have functional icon stickers. So birthdays, picnic, movie night, and then some other ones which wouldn't get as much use. Some like food ones, maybe takeout, and then some kind of like random ones, like I'm not sure. I guess vet appointments, travel. Yeah, they're pretty functional. They're quite big. They're about almost 3/4 of an inch high. So that is quite big for a sticker, especially if you're putting that on the monthly spread. It'll take up a fair bit of room, but I mean, they're functional. They're okay. Like, I much prefer rainbow colors, but better than nothing. Not many planners include stickers with it, so you get them for free, which is always nice. Never say no to free stuff. And then the back cover is the same as the front in terms of sturdiness and how thick it is. So I do think this is a really good functional planner. It's very minimalist, so you could go crazy with washi tape, stickers, etc. My main gripe would be no tabs and, I don't know, something a bit more pizzazz about it. Like, I understand that it's minimalist, but there's nothing super duper special. Like the cover, I guess, doesn't even have, you know, the year printed on the spine. Something just needs a little bit more oomph. Like, it's got the minimalist, but it's just lacking something more unique to make it memorable. But if you want something that's simple, then this one would be a good pick, especially if you're a fellow Aussie like I am, because it has the Australian holidays in it, which not many planners include. So I'll have that link to the pen testing blog post in the description box below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more planner reviews. I do a new one each week. I'll see you in the next review video.